criteria, go ahead and apply the sand. Any place between 0 and 35 degrees, between 0 and 300 meters high, apply the texture. And here's how we do it. We're just going to right-click on the name of the paint layer and say Flood Layer. It'll take a minute, and if your terrain is bigger, it can take a couple of minutes. And now if we look, the entire level should have sand, any place that meets that criteria. Try adding another paint layer. Try and find a rock, and maybe put that up higher in the mountains, or any place that's steep, let's say from 35 to 90 degrees, just to kind of fill out our level a bit. By the way, make sure you only use terrain materials. The terrain materials use the terrain shader. Other kinds of materials aren't going to be appropriate for use on a terrain. I'm going to look for some rock here. So now I've got my two different textures. You'll see in the steep parts I've got rock, and the shallow parts I have sand. Mine kind of look very similar, so it's not that different. Okay, let's make a lake. By the way, make sure your paint tool is turned off. We're done with this. We're going to need properties again. Try and find a spot in the mountains where it sort of makes sense to make a lake. Like I'm going to choose this sort of low spot. And I'm actually going to use my terrain editor and my sculpt tool, and I'm going to lower it even a bit more. So I'm going to say, I don't know, push it down maybe 10 meters. Something like that. I went down so far, I'm seeing the ocean, which I actually don't want to do. So I'm raising mine up a little bit. Okay, something like that. Any hole will do. It doesn't really matter. And I want to go to Create Object Area. This is not a component. I need to make a water volume. So Create Object Area, Water Volume. And the trick to doing this is put the points of your shape, this is going to be a straight line shape, put them outside of the lake. I'm actually going to put the points of my area outside that, higher than that, just a little bit above the hill like that. And what I want to do is snap the points to the terrain. There's snapping up here. You can snap, so when you move things, it jumps 1 meter, 2 meters. You can snap when you rotate things to angles. You can snap the scaling. And here is snap to terrain, which is T. So anything you drag into the world will stick to the terrain. So the letter T, or you can go right here and choose Toggle Snapping to Terrain. And you should see a little box sitting on the mountains straight up. Terrain normals means it's going to be perpendicular to the surface of the terrain. So as we have a hill, it's going to be like this. That's not what we want. We just want terrain. So the box should be straight, not cocked. The keyboard shortcuts for this are T and N. N is N normals. I just want T. Okay, and now I'm ready to draw my box. And here's where